Hi, it's Larry Gaines from Powercycle Trading, and it's Wednesday, February the 6th, and what I wanted to go over today is a short video on Apple, and just kind of go through a couple scenarios here as far as potential for Apple to break out, either up or down, and a couple possible trade ideas for you. Before I get started though, if you've not received my free ebook, just go to my website, powercycletrading.com. and you'll see a couple different ebooks. You can get this 15 option trading strategy, so just put your name, email address right there. And I'd also like to make a couple announcements as to what's going on at Powercycle Trading before I get started. Now, if you're headed to New York for the Money Show, I'll be speaking on February the 19th at 8 o'clock. So if you're going to be there, the Money Show starts at the 17th and goes through the 19th. So you can go to my website and register for free if you'd like. And if you're there, please come join me and look me up February 19th at 8 o'clock. And that's the New York Traders Expo Money Show. Now, one more thing. We're having a webinar next Friday the 13th that will be taught by Hugh Bryant, and it's going to be covering the Thinkorswim platform, a lot of really good features on that. So, please sign up. I've sent out numerous emails, and if you'd like more information, if you've not received an email, then just send us an email to support@powercycletrading.com. Now here's Apple. It's, after the earnings, it had this big major gap down, and our model currently is actually long, but it's really sitting in here sideways, so it could basically go either way. Now, what tends to happen is going into expiration on a Friday expiration for options. That's a lot of times when you'll see a major move. So let me show you a couple different scenarios here. Now, looking at the intermediate term time frame, which I use a 60-minute chart, here's the high back before it broke down the day before earnings on I believe this was the 23rd, 22nd, and it collapsed and went down and made a low down here at about 435.86. So if you put your Fibonacci retracements from that high to the low here, you get a 382 extension right in here at 465.87. Well, today we made a hit right to the upside and a high of 466.50, so right into that Fibonacci level. Then you've got another trend line coming in here from this pivot high to the pivot high back here. You've got a trend line. So what I'm looking at here is that you're currently been trading right at the 25% retracement here. You can see how sideways the action's been here, and it's been consolidating in. It broke a trend line yesterday right here, and then it broke another one excuse me, yesterday and today. So it's traded back to this trend line right now on the close. It didn't have a strong close. I would have liked to seen it try to close more into this 460 level right here. Now what I'm going to be looking at is the for Friday, if this thing holds up and doesn't collapse to the downside, which right now it could easily move to the downside depending on what happens with the broad markets if the NASDAQ starts slipping off. But if Apple can hold in here, watch for this 465, 466 level on Friday. So this is a trade for you to be watching tomorrow and see how Apple closes. If Apple can get back above this 460 level right in here, then I'll show you a real cheap trade and a way to maybe take advantage if it gets into this gap area. So when I say this gap area, you've got this huge area in here where Apple crashed, and the gap starts getting into the gap if you get past or above this 466 level right here. And then it's got, if that happens, it's got easily could go back up here to this 484 level, which also is a 618 retracement. So if Apple can get into this gap on Friday, which it may not, but if it can, then I'll show you a really cheap way to play this trade. Now, first off, let's look at the open interest on the put side right here, this column. And let's look to see where the biggest amount or largest amount of open interest is. If you look here, you've got 8,600 contracts, and that comes in at the 440 put. And then the next highest level is the about 8,000 contracts here at the 450. So what this tells me is that areas of interest for Friday expiration will be either down to 440 are 450. So these are two levels for support. Now on the upside, you've got the open interest is large at the 460 strike at about 15,000, and then this 465 and 470. So the trade I'm looking at is the following. Now you want to watch Apple again, like I said earlier, and it needs to get above this 460 level, 462. If you can get it closed somewhere tomorrow, Thursday, up closer to this 460, 465 level, then look to buy the 46. What I'm going to look to do is buy the 465 calls, sell the 470 calls. Right now today that closed at 50 cents. This is a vertical spread. It's a $5 spread. So the max that you can make, if you could buy this at 50 cents, you'd risk 50 cents. You're long the 465 call, short the 470 call. Your maximum risk exposure, if it goes against you right today on the close, is $50 a contract. And then you have a potential, if it breaks that 465, it'll easily, in my opinion, go over the 470. So you could potentially risk 50 to make $450. Now tomorrow it'll be probably even cheaper if Apple goes down and then comes back up. So just keep an eye on this particular area of interest, 460, 465. If you start getting into that gap, this could be a trade that could be a nice trade to take advantage of that. Good luck trading, and talk to you soon.